And if you've considered becoming a patron for exclusive content, your contributions help drive our journey forward and bring this ship safely back to shore. You can learn more by searching patreon.com/sailing Vessel Caprice. So yeah, this is the part that broke the most. The shaft stops here and begins with the wood, just in the lower section, and it's just kind of split. So we're gonna add 5200 adhesive sealant. It's good for underwater applications. We're gonna bring back the edge here, kind of fill in these holes here, and just kind of clean it up a bit. I did the same for this side. I brought it back. I brought back the waterproof layers, gel coat, the final glaze, right down to the fiberglass, which is the green you can see there possibly. I'll bring it back more. I just do it slow at a time so I can expose the layers and expose what layer I want. Gudgeon seems fine. Pintle seems fine. I'll come down here and do the same thing, at least to a bit past the chain. And I left this because this is in here and I don't need to expose this, so this can get faired. I can't even lay over it. There's nothing to lay to except for the brass, so there's no sense in exposing it. So I'm gonna leave it as it is, sand it down, smooth it up a bit, do a skim coat of fairing when I put my waterproof barriers on, and yeah, then the bottom paint obviously once we're done glassing the rudder. Yeah, and that'll be the fix for the rudder. Should be good. Shouldn't take too long. So that's where we're at so far. What I got, sanded down the rudder. I got to get all the bottom paint off so the epoxy can adhere to it. And the same for this section here. It has to come back to fiberglass so I can glass this as well. And I exposed the gudgeon to do the same thing over on the gudgeon. There was just like huge chips in here and it just exposed anyway. So we'll close this off properly, bring it back to a good spot. And then just gonna 5200 this back together, strap it down for a night, let it bond, and then we'll come back and finish off the rest of bringing off the bottom paint. Do this side new gudgeon, and we'll start the glass. And then after that, a good trick is you take some denatured alcohol, just wet a rag, and you give it a nice little bath. And it kind of cleans up the pores, helps it dry out. That's what I'm gonna do. It's gonna sit here overnight like this, and it's gonna dry out a little bit more. It's dried out for maybe a day or so. It's fairly dry. I'm gonna see if I can get a little bit more out of it. And now for this crack here, this is where the real damage was. See, the ribs that run through the rudder, each panel, there's got a small rib that you can sort of see the hole for it. They've snapped in numerous amount of places. So I'm actually gonna add 5200. It's just marine adhesive sealant, really strong stuff. And then I'm gonna close and necessarily clamp it with these ratchet straps overnight to let it set up. And this will give me a little bit of rigidity in the rudder again. And then we're gonna cap it with fiberglass. We're actually gonna do a seam repair to each seam with some stronger fiberglass, but then just the regular mat is going to be used to just create some kind of cap over the wood rudder to give it a little bit more life. And she will be, I'd say good as new, but honestly I think she's going to be a little bit stronger than new. So the technique I'm using is a temporary fix, but this temporary fix will last a few years, and it'll last any rough weather that it sees. So right now I'm just gonna get ready. 5200. Got our caulk gun. We've been staying safety first. Got masks, new filters. About to put another one in now. Got some batteries charging. I got my little power station, some shore power over there. And we're ready to go. losing some sunlight, so I'm gonna try to glue this quickly, and then that'll be it for the night. Tomorrow we go to the store, pick up some glass. There we go. So a little hard to see, but the rudder is bonded together. Straps are on. She'll sit for the night, so she can pick up. Give her a good time, and then we'll see how she is in the morning. So far, so good. All right, see you in the light. So with this, I have epoxy resin, I have our fast cure catalyst, and I have some light density filler, and I'm going to make some fairing compound here, which I'm going to add to the keel to help close off those, what do you call them, holes? So at this point, I went into hyperdrive. I had a lot of work to do to this rudder before she was able to see water, and our launch date was scheduled maybe just a few days from this point. So I was really kicking it into high gear. I applied this level of fairing on the keel, and then applied biaxial on our seams, and a nice little coat of epoxy around the rudder, and that was just the first step. So the structural layer set, I let it kick up real good, maybe for about a little over 24 hours. I wanted this to be the strongest section. And now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna sand this all down. Once that's all at least uniform. These were built into low points, but the fiberglass created a high level. So I have to bring down the edges to the center. So these will lay perfectly flush across the board. It should be pretty uniform, pretty level. It's not going to be show car body level, but she'll be good. And I'm by no means an expert in glass, sailing, or even mechanical. Don't take this as a tutorial or a how-to. This is just the way I did it with the resources we had and the funds we had. And with an almost overwhelming amount of work to do, from rebuilding our rudder, fashioning a new bowsprit for our anchor system, a stanchion post that was ripped down to the side, cleaning, organizing, reorganizing, getting our vessel ready to go back in the water, but really getting ourselves ready to go back out to sea. I want to give a special shout out and thank you to Lanoka Harbor Marina. John, you were excellent. I appreciate all of the help and support you gave us.
Okay, so here we are with a dirty boat, and we're gonna get it clean. We started a little bit already, but thought you guys might like to see how it's done.
And then came launch day. We were finally ready to put Caprice back in the water. And it was a glorious day. Finishing the rudder, I applied the biaxial that you saw, and then I capped it with woven mat around it. And she was pretty much ready to go. I would complete the bowsprit in the water. This was only because our schedule to launch fell so close to the time I was actually finished with the rudder. So we spent a little more time in Lanoka, doing the bowsprit, fashioning that together. I'll get videos of that soon. It's not perfect. It was very temporary, but it was getting cold. It started to get cold. At this point is almost at the end of November, and we had to go. We had to push on because warm weather was calling our name. This repair would not have been possible without the overwhelming amount of support from our friends, our family, and the sailing community as a whole. So we want to give a special thank you, a special shout out to each and every person that came to our SOS. We had created a GoFundMe as a beacon of hope, and what we found with that was not only did the sailing community come through and help us in a true time of need, but it showed us the compassion for humanity. So I want to thank Walter Meter, Lee Kisor, Joanna Yazzie, William Sichu, Nicole Gifford, Chris Appleton, Anthony Cerrito, Tammy Keller, Elaine Saint Laurent, Scott Oblater, Shane Semt, Sasha Waskowski, Kim Ledbetter, Rick Hayes, Stephanie Van Gundy, Carolyn Marinaccio, Wendy Rusbecki, Courtney Patterson, Kathleen Rigoli, Jillian Ryan, Herb and Robin Martin, Wendy Herring, and last but not least, Tan Whistler. All of you mean so much to us. And Tan, you've become a dear friend to our family. And without your help and support and love, we would not be where we are today. So thank you all with all of our heart. Thank you for saving Vessel Caprice. We pushed off away from Lanoka Harbor with triumph in our hearts. We knew that times will get hard. Times will be scary. But we persevered and we pushed to continue our dream to sail. And that's what we did. We sailed. We pushed down the coast of New Jersey. And in a few days, we made it to Cape May. And we felt powerful. With the love and support from all of our friends, all of our family, each and all of you, our family. Thank you for being a part of our adventure. Again, we're deeply sorry for the time it took for these productions. So many more things have changed, and we are so excited to share them with you in time. As you have, remain patient. We will always be here. And once again, thank you for bringing our ship safely back to shore.